All right. What is up, 3K? I should have expected that you were going to be the first dude to show up. You have been a champion of a fanboy these last couple days, if you don't mind me using that term, which some might consider derogatory. In my case, I hope you understand why I would consider it a compliment. All right. Let me turn on my video. I kind of want to put my camera somewhere different today. Like, I mean, up here is like my follower menu. I can make this a little bigger and just cover some of my followers. Or I could do over here, and you'd miss some chat spam. It'd probably be better to do over here, and you wouldn't actually miss anything. You would just lose a little peripheral vision. Let me know if you have a preference. Yeah, me and my brother just got done with a run. Talking with the friend who recorded this game with me. All good. I consider myself the unofficial hype. Well, that is fine with me, dude. And I'm actually gonna expand my chat so that it's easier for me to read while I'm playing. And I'm going to play single player today because I've been hungry to get them that OHAI Mark achievement. It's very important to me. So I started this Punisher the other day as a server, and I think everything timed out and it was with randoms, and so I think I can pick this up and hopefully have a better shot towards getting that sweet, sweet Chivo, as we call it in the biz. So let's get it. Let's load Bad Blad. We're just gonna go ahead and start the game because we don't even incur. Forget those former friends. Oh, these are my actual friends this game. I'm level 10, which is pretty good for being in the mines. That's a rat over there. We're gonna show that rat what for. And got him. Oh, I didn't get an assassin for that. Oh well. It's all good. Let's get it. Alright. I'm gonna just, to be safe, gonna take off everything. Okay. That's what you do. When you don't want to get stuck with blessings, that's what you do. Oh, I could smell you over there, Sir Troll. Ooh, okay, well I got an assassinate, but lost both of my humans in the process. Oh, this is the game where we went through the gnome mines. This suddenly makes sense. It suddenly makes all sorts of sense. Worn iron boots, I don't need more of those. I'll wear glasses with my executioner's hood. Got my book of levitation. I'll burn out this decrepit staff. No one's gonna use that. Alright. See ya. Serviceable. Light, let's do this. Locking. That. We gotta do it in style. We can't just cast it. We gotta spin around in circles like a couple of idiots. Chimney chickens. I thought we were your friends. Wait, were you in the game with me? Were you in the game with me the other day? Were you one of the secret partners I had? Oh, why was that not an assassination? Man, I really want those OHAI marks. Looks like my stream delay is pretty bad, so I apologize for that. Nobody likes a long stream delay. Because I'm looking at my gameplay over there, and it looks like about 1,000 years ago. So Yeah, expect a good, I don't know, 15-second delay. I don't know. Alright. Well, you are definitely my friend. You are collectively my friends. And I'm very happy to have you here watching. I don't need rocks. I want 2 rocks. I want 2 rocks. That is a dad tier joke. And if you're not a dad, you're not allowed to say it. No offense. Alright. Okay, so I'm closed off. Well, hold on. There's a corner of the map we might be able to explore. Explorador. Maybe not assassination because of the huge light following you around. You know, that's possible, but he didn't turn around to see me, and he was still moving away. Though, you never know. You never know. Maybe there is a little... Forgiven for the stream delay. For now. I'm gonna have a comeuppance, is what I'm reading that as. 1 comeuppance, 2 comeuppance, 3 comeuppance, 4. 5 potatoes, 6 potatoes, 7 potato, more. Okay, okay, I was just gonna say, a troll must have gotten hit. Okay, it wasn't that troll because he hasn't taken any damage before I hit him. Oh, don't moo at me. I don't accept moos from trolls. Not in this economy. And that was an assassination, even though I totally blundered it. Sorry, my computer keeps lagging every now and then, so I thought, so I might miss a few bits here and there. I think you asked if I was in a game with you, and no, I wasn't, haha. Well, good. Because I was referring specifically to people who I thought perhaps were in a game with me when I was making my hilarious jokes that no one can deny their incredible hilarity. And if they do, they're just jealous. I don't know why. Is that a meme from like early 90s movies where moms tell the main character kid that they're only getting bullied because other kids are jealous, but the audience knows that the kid is just kind of like a total loser? Like everyone knows it except the mom. I mean, no offense to the kid. It's not like he did anything wrong. It's not like he deserves to be bullied. But, I mean, he might still be a loser. Let's just be honest. Okay, so these are all trash rocks. Let's appraise them. And then immediately drop them. The jokes keep me coming back, man. Well, I'm happy to hear that. It's all I got going for me. And they're not even that good. Sometimes they react really stupid, and it's weird. Sometimes you can run full on and get assassination. Other times you sneak your hardest, and they see you immediately. Fair. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell what's going on in a pretend monster's head brain. I'm putting on amulets. I remember this is the game where I bought three scrolls of food to help my party out. You know, I wasn't really worried about food, but, you know, we were playing with 2 new guys and 1 experienced guy, and I was just like, I'll be the guy who always has the food. Nobody doesn't like that guy. And I'm desperate for your approval and validation, so I might as well be that guy. Speaking of which, support the Kickstarter. So, why don't we try teleporting? Okay, that wasn't exactly what I wanted, except for it got me a level, so that's cool. Jokes are good. Oh no, man, I was totally socially awkward as a kid. Now I spend all my time indoors, so... So what are you implying? Are you the main character of a 90s movie where you end up, like, beating the bully at hockey, and then you finally earn his respect, and all the bully friends are just like, yeah, the bully's not cool anymore. And just when we think, just when the audience thinks you've gone dark side, you help the bully up and be like, it's cool, man, we can be friends. And then everyone's like, yay, and they jump while they're holding you in the air, and it freeze frames. And it says Billy went on to die of lymphoma at the age of 12. That plot got a little more involved than I anticipated, but I stand behind it. Protection versus magic reflection. I think you know what I'm gonna take. I think you know. Please be cursed. Please be cursed. I just realized I have this pickaxe. I'm gonna bust through a wall instead of wasting all my mana teleporting. Except that I've already wasted all my mana teleporting. So we're gonna be doing both in a roundabout way. Nah. Oh! That was close, dude. I don't know how that didn't get me. I was like right here. Alright. Okay, okay, okay. We've seen worse things. Well, I don't have the skill for anything successful. Are you kidding me? Hey, I'm sure you're amazing at something. That's what the kid's therapist says in the movie. Alright. Well, that had its use. Oh, that's a lot of spell books. I have every reason to be excited. We're gonna throw this book in the trash. Right in the trash. Sorry, I just whipped the snot out of that rat. He's totally dead right now. Oh man, these are some tough spell books. They're all like super high identify levels. Food, food, blank scroll, blank scroll, blank scroll. Enchant weapon. So this Andova Begarin, I remember I was keeping this. The gamer's worst enemy looking up. You must have taken game design classes or watched game design videos because that is a popular and true sort of game design trope. And it's funny because we like, in the Hall of Trials, we desperately teach that lesson to players. Like, if you don't look up, you might die. There's a very good chance you're going to die. And the insta-death pit in the ceiling is a really good motivator. And I think that the gamers don't look up mantra is true when you're talking about what players naturally do. But that doesn't mean you can't condition them to do what you want. And I think that Barony has conditioned players to look up because we're not like, oh, a fun level exit is up there where you get to, you know, proceed to a cool new puzzle. Like the Portal video developer commentary talks about, I think, is like, oh, players don't naturally look up when they're trying to do our fun, cool puzzle. No, we're like, if you don't look up, your game is over, you're going to die, and you're going to cry for the future that you know you could have had but failed to achieve. It's a bit of a stronger motivator. So, Barony players tend to notice. This game has caused me to look up in every game now. You know what? On behalf of Turning Wheel LLC, you're welcome, all game designers everywhere, for conditioning all players to finally look up in video games. You couldn't have done it without us. Water and fruit juice, water and fruit juice. Yours is the only alembic I have. I don't really want all this fruit juice, but that's just more water. I figured I might as well take care of this right now. And fruit juice is pretty useful for alchemy if I ever deal with it. I guess the long story is I don't want to carry water anymore. I like how carrying water is like a metaphorical phrase for like backing a cause. So like if you're carrying water for the Chinese Communist Party. I'm not sure if you've ever heard that phrase before. I had a super a-hole boulder spawn on top of a lever after dying. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm neither. I'm a gamer who looks up intermittently and remembers it's a thing after dying to it. Sorry, Kusu. I think that's also why they scrapped an Easter egg alternate ending in Portal 2 with the moon. And they made it part of the main game. They didn't think people would find it. You know, that's funny. Dude, that's one of the crazy things about AAA gaming, is if you think that 80% of your players aren't going to see something, you're just like, nah, might as well not do it. frowny face. And I get it. Like, games are expensive. It's tough to swallow the idea of making something for a niche of your audience that's just going to be the only people that care. Like, I get it. Big hashtag feels or whatever. I don't think I want this crossbow. I'm not going to be an archer. I've made a decision. I'm going to take my whip and go. Jeb Hank, you made it in time. Glad you made it here. Were you running? Are you out of breath? Take a breather. Let's get some bizarrenism-y. Well, I got slow. That might be handy. Remove curse. Oh, remove curse is the last thing I want. I feel like that's what an idiot succubus would use. I don't need that. I want curses. I want so many curses right now. I mean, there's certain curses I don't like cursed food. So I guess if I can read it, I can't. I'll keep it until I have to get rid of it. Last time I arrived, literally as you were logging off, it broke you. Welcome to the party, Jeb. Niche, more like opposite of niche to reach more people? No. We have boulders and booze. You heard him, chat. Alright. Oof, I'm really full now. Boulders and booze. What more could one want? I don't think I actually am carrying any booze. Nor am I carrying water for the Chinese Communist Party. Ah. This trap just hit me with a silver arrow, and that hurts a lot because I'm a demon. What a dirtbag trap. Gonna start a B&B. Boulders and booze. That's something I can get behind. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that goblin to die so fast. I know that's kind of a humble brag, but it's true. I only need one decrepit shield in my life. To do with a large rock and a pint. To do with whatever you choose. Cheese, meat, and booze. Good night to be alive. That's funny. I'm just imagining you arrive in your hotel room. Oh, oh. I was lucky. I didn't see that at all. You see before you a large bottle of imported beer. It claims to be rather hoppy, and it's in a fancy bottle, elevating its status perhaps above what the flavor would warrant. Next to it, you see a massive boulder with cracks all across its surface. It looks dangerous, although its rounded exterior would make it surprisingly easy to push. Your lover sits nearby. What do you do? Oh, hi, Mark. Got him. I marked that slime and I assassinated it. You know, I assassinated the slime by hitting it in the back. I hit the slime in the back. I want that to sink in for a second. Man, I'm just failing. I'm on the inventory fail boat. Let it be known that the developers at Turning Wheel LLC do not support the Chinese Communist Party. Want to go into business? That's deep, dude. Quaff boulder and shove beer. Kusu, that's a great answer. Thank you for being a part of the stream. I am delighted by your answer. Yeah. I mean, there's a small chance, I guess, that somebody from Tencent is watching our stream just like, darn it, didn't get the assassinate. Who's just like, oh man, we should buy these guys. Turning Wheel's great. They're on Epic Game Store and everything. And they're just out of nowhere. One of the main developers at Turning Wheel is just like, you know what I don't like? The Chinese Communist Party. Seriously, as a representative for this studio, I probably shouldn't just be like spewing stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, if I can't say I'm not a fan of the Chinese Communist Party, I don't know if that's a world I want to live in. Hashtag no filter. Mark the slime's front. Gets me so angry. We're all angry. We're all angry here. Check it out. I hit that slime in the back. I just watched Ace Ventura. Got him. I assassinated that slime. All right. Okay. Got him. And I'm stabbing slimes in the back all stinking day. Started getting political after too much boulder. I quaffed all those boulders and started ranting about politics. Oh, this is perfect. This is the best stream. Okay. Alright. I'm doing something wrong. I need to find a way to deal with this guy. Admittedly, it's difficult. Lose your dignity or get $2 million. Yeah. Yeah. I would like to think I would be on the historically winning side of that argument. Or of that decision. And I might rationalize it to myself, and I was like... And I'd just be like, yeah, I mean... Now they don't have that money anymore, so that means I still get the moral superiority, right? I mean, I would hope I wouldn't say that. It's pretty lazy, morally speaking. Oh, we have an opportunity. Assassinated another slime, folks. I knew I was going to come over here to assassinate stuff on stream with y'all, but I didn't think I was going to be assassinating primarily slimes. I, too, seem to have quaffed too much boulder. Nary have I heard a bolder statement. Alright. Got rid of 2 spell books. Oh, picked up Bottle Book. Bottle Book's a good book. You ever read Bottle Book? It's a classic. It's written by, like, Mark Twain or Neil Patrick Harris or some famous author. Donate a bunch of money to charities. Oh, that's a human. He's got silver arrows. He wants to murder me. Let's murder him first. Oh, he's too fast for me. Speaking of Twain. Let's hear it, Jab Hank. Let's hear it. Okay. Don't shoot me. I can't survive it. Ha! Okay, I assassinated a human. Which feels a lot more respectable than assassinating a slime, I'll be honest. It's like, yeah, dude, one time I backstabbed a clover patch. It's just like a non-sentient entity that just exists. Can't be proud of it. Adventures of Mark Twain. Dude, I watched The Adventures of Mark Twain. I think they just had a pilot, or it was just like a 1-season series or something, and so it didn't take as long to watch them as I had hoped. I'd hoped there would be a ton of them because they were amazing. They were wild and creepy, in only the way that a 70s cartoon can be, I feel like. My current contribution to Turning Wheel LLC is buying Barony for a few friends, buying the DLC for myself, and buying some Barony comfy socks! Yeah! Sock hype! Thank you for buying Barony socks. Before I say this, I just want to let you know I have no intention of putting any financial pressure on you of any kind. You do what you gotta do. That said, our Kickstarter has just or is about to just reach its 11,000 mark, which is awesome. That's just about a third of the way there. And, you know, I bring it up because, unfortunately, the way that Kickstarter works is we can't count that towards our our goals. Darn it. Okay, I killed him, but I didn't assassinate him. Do this knockback goblin, though. I'm lucky I'm not a vampire. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Oh, assassinated. I mean, I feel amazing every time I pull that off. Found out Fran can't get deliveries to his base. Dirk, no! I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. It's terrible news. Lego Pikmin said he bumped up to Lego Pikmin. Dude, that's too nice. Big ups to Lego Pikmin. If you're offering rewards to Kickstarters, maybe you could offer rewards for... We're gonna put... That's on my OnlyFans. We're not doing that here. I don't have an OnlyFans. I'm sorry that I lied to you. I hope you don't lose respect for me. Ring of Levitation. Man, that's a good ring to have. But it's blessed. And you know what they say. There ain't no bliss for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. Isn't that like the Borderlands theme song? That I just busted out for a Barony stream? Ooh, a replacement Olympic. Let's do it. Okay, I'm not going to wear this hat, but I'm going to praise it for the skill points. Please be cursed. Please be... Yes! Cursed Olympic. Okay, that's going to make hopefully a big difference to me, but I got to collect some water first. Dude, if I can get that cursed water, though... Cage the elephant. Am I the elephant in this analogy? Asking for a friend. Fruit juice. Ooh, okay, we got water. Let's try it. Experiment by copying this healing potion with water. And I got cursed water. It's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to bust out my whip. Take off everything else. I'm disrobing. Don't look. This isn't for you. I'm wearing nothing but a whip. I'm going to drink this water. Y'all ready for this? Cursed whip. And now I'm going to use my cursed scroll of Andova Begarin. Can you guys remember Andova Begarin? Would you do that for me? And now my whip is -2. It's going to make a big difference. It's going to make all the difference, fam. I don't say fam. I apologize for saying it. Alright. Cursed water hype! Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh. You know what's going to happen to this guy? I know what's going to happen to him. OHAI Mark! It just doesn't get old. Alright. Well, for me. It might be getting old for you guys. I apologize. Alright, we're going to do this. Guess what we're going to do? Get what we're going to do. How many is that? How many OHAI marks is that? Easy peasy. Alright. We're saying OHAI to all the marks. Let's take a real quick look at our OHAI marks. You guys can't see my Steam overlay. That's probably for the best. Oh, 20 marked enemies. Okay. That's quite a few, but a run is pretty long. So I believe in us. Do you believe in me? What role of dev do you hold? In context with how absurd I'm being right now, I'm going to take this question as an attack. Would hate to add you to Steam. Oh, you could add me to Steam if you wanted. There's actually been quite a few randos that have added me to Steam over the years. And a long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away, I decided I wanted to be the kind of game developer that people felt like they could talk to and relate to, and not have like this weird barrier where like I'm just kind of a citizen of another planet. And so I've basically just accepted every random friend request where the person requesting owned Barony. I'm like, this person's probably friending me because they saw some comments of mine on Barony or a post on Barony, and they like the game enough to send me a friend, like to go out of their way to send me a friend request. So I've approved basically all of them, and I knew during that process that there was a chance that I would get so many random messages from randos that it would that it would become a burden to my daily life, that it would just become like a problem. But the reality is that it hasn't become a problem. People are generally really polite and friendly, and only in a couple cases have I had to be like, yo, I really appreciate that you're a fan of the game, but could you please stop inviting me to your PUBG match? I don't play PUBG. I don't enjoy PUBG. I'm never going to join your PUBG match. Just please stop inviting me to it. It's disruptive to my day. And I believe only in one case, that person was just legit, uh-oh, I made a mistake. I should have been bottling that. That person was just literally spamming their whole Steam list. So it wasn't even about me. They were just sort of inconsiderate to all their Steam friends. I'm not going to use this enchant armor, am I? Or I could commit to positive enchanting my hood and making sure to stack all of my blessings that I find on the hood. That seems wise. I'm going to do it. Because I can't take the hood off ever if I do this, or I can't easily take it off. But I don't want to take it off. I'm going to wear it for the whole stinking game. So let's get it. Don't stop. Don't stop the beat. I can't stop. Can't stop the beat. Never gonna not use that hood, right? Put your enchant armors to good use. That's right, exactly. Probably wouldn't have gotten through otherwise, Dirk. Yeah. Jeb Hank, you succeeded big time. Thanks, buddy. I'm serious. I met Justice earlier. He's cool. Justice is very cool. Yeah, Justice and I are we spend a lot of time working together, even though he's in another country. Yeah, we're like homies. We're like bros. We work on this game together a lot. Happy to be on a team with him. Dude, I got 3 distinct potions of polymorph. That's awful. Alright. Okay, looks like that one's already been used up. Ooh, boulder. So my role on the dev team, I'll answer your question, Kusu. You're never going to use it. Put it in enchant armor, good use. You know what you're going to yeah, try not to bug you guys too much. Hope it's working. Yeah, I mean, if I've never asked you to stop bothering me, it means it's because we're good. It means you've never done it. Because I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I you know, am feeling a certain way, I trust the people I talk with enough to not worry that they're going to interpret what I say in some weird way. And so I'm very ready to just be like, hey man, can you please just stop messaging me for random games? And at that point, even then, I'm not like mad at the person. It's just like, hey, please stop. And if they do stop, then we're good. We're still good. I don't hold it against them. I don't even remember that they did it to some degree. It's only when somebody becomes disrespectful that I'm just like, yo, I've asked you 3 times now to stop asking me to random games, and at this point, I feel like you don't respect my time. I'm gonna have to unfriend you if you can't stop doing this. And you know, the next time I get a message from them, then I just unfriend them. If it's you know, the kind of message that I've asked them not to send me. And I think that's literally only happened a single time where I've unfriended somebody. And so when I think about the cost of doing that, it's like very low cost for me to just friend somebody. Let them know that I appreciate them as a fan and that I'm a real human that's excited to talk to them, you know, if they have something fun to talk about. Good to know. So anyway, my role on the Barony project, I first joined the team in 2015, just after the game launched, because I really, really, really wanted to overhaul the game's art. it was in a pretty bad spot when I first joined the team. Oh, my rat ruined that OHAI Mark attempt. And so I cyberstalked the project creator Sheridan and tracked him down and asked him if he would be interested in having me on the team. And without belaboring the point, we both were very excited to work with one another. Excuse me. You know what I'm going to do? Where's my limbic? I'm going to mix this fruit juice and booze, which I know makes sickness. And I'm going to mix sickness and acid, which I know makes firestorm. Worth it. Here's a meme for your stream. I want to look at that. I promise I won't get all political. Three rocks. Yeah. I guess everyone else in the stream can already see it. It's really funny. Thank you for that, Chimney Chickens. You are truly a delight, as you always have been. What a pleasure of a gentleman. 3 cheers for Chimney Chickens. No, I'm not even kidding. Cool dude. Multi-talented individual. Last I saw, you're an instructor. Is that right? Yo, seriously, if my comments on the Chinese Communist Party offended you, I really am sorry. It's not my intent or my right to offend anyone. Especially a fan of the game. If that alienates you, I'm seriously sorry. I would be more than happy to talk to you in a good faith way to let you know why I feel the way I do. And I won't even judge you for having a different opinion than me if you have one. And if that's not enough to make you feel okay with the fact that we might disagree on that, then I'm sorry. Sorry to lose you as a fan. But that's the way it's got to be. Oh, dude, I just got the OHAI mark on that spider. Anyone has a right to their opinion as long as it doesn't differ from mine. Kusu, hot take on the stream. A very hot take. Thank you for that. Oh, I got more acid. So I got this cursed water now, and I'm not sure what to do with it. I guess I could curse this ring of warning. Or it would be wise for me to save it until next I find a like a legendary item. That would be wise. Let's hang on to it. Let's hang on to the cursed water. I know I'm struggling for inventory, but I think it's going to be worth it. Save it for Ring of Con. Oh, dude. Ring of Con's good. But, like, if I found... Well, it's probably too late to find a parachute, unfortunately. But if I find a blessed artifact armor, I'm going to want it. I'm going to want it. But now that I think about that, I'm not even sure if that's possible. I think they're all neutral. Haha. You got whipped, sucker. Oh, you're fast. You're faster than I anticipated. Not that it matters. I mean, you're still going to get assassinated. Aw. You were staring at the wall when I was trying to murder you. Stacking on your whip. Let's go full ham on whip. Well, that's not how the cursed water works. The cursed water will look for other items in my inventory to ruin. And so it won't stack. Unfortunately. Alright, I got healing. That's actually really good news. So drop the items. So you can drop all the items and it'll stack on something? I haven't tried that yet. I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of how everything in the game works. Dude, am I still not wearing gloves? I'm gonna miss my red fists. But we're wearing gloves, boys. And girls. I don't know all the genders that are in here. Don't ask me to figure that out. If it looks for something to curse and the only thing is a mega cursed item, why wouldn't it? Well, I mean, it's a fair theory to test, right? The only thing I'm losing is a bottle of water at the end of the day. Even if we made this experiment at the start of the day, it would still be the same result. Alright. I'm fast enough. We can make it to the end there, as long as there's no, like, traps along the way. Okay, we can do this. We can... Y'all ready for this? Ba 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 ba. I'm sorry for what just happened on stream. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's go. Okay, let's do it. Oh, I can't remove the helm. I can't remove the executioner hood. I could spend one of these potions of polymorph to remove it. It'd probably be worth it. I kind of don't want it in my inventory anyway. I gotta pick up the cursed potion. That's not a cursed potion. Benny Hill Themes plays. My favorite Easter egg is when the succubus wears a cursed amulet of strangulation and the flavor text changes. That's pretty good, right? It's the same for the Incubus, although you may have guessed that. Spellbook of remove curse. Well, I dropped everything in the same spot because I'm a genius. I didn't think to keep the... Here, let's just do this. I made a mistake. We can reverse it. Yeah, if I drink this right now, I'm pretty much 100% sure that that hood is getting unblessed. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. Throw that on the floor. Drink this. It didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, well now we know. I don't blame you, Kusu. I don't blame you. Because, you know, there's a good reason why it would have worked. But it didn't. Yeah, I know, right? And it may be that's something that Wall of Justice put in because it would just make it too easy. Like, you can't just duplicate blessings with an Alembic. Like, it's a lot harder to stack blessings than that. So it would make sense if it was a deliberate balance attempt. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? It never happened. Cheese tactics. Cheese tactics. Highest plus item was 21. Yeah. Well, you know, if you could dupe... Yeah, buddy. If you could dupe water and just have that be how you get blessings, that would be so stinking easy. It would be completely broken. So I would not be surprised at all if that's why that doesn't work that way. It's just to make sure you can't cheese it so hard. And I do know for a fact that you can use scrolls of cursed scrolls of bless to stack or enchant to stack oh, that wasn't an assassinate. To stack the curse. So that's just what I'll have to do. You know, I have a -2 blank scroll, so once I find an opportunity, I'll take advantage of it. No probalo. Alright. Uh-oh. Darn it. That wasn't an assassinate. I'm disappointed. That'd be mega broken. I don't blame Justice for that clever foresight. Yeah, dude. That dude has some clever thoughts a lot of times. I think to the point where he may not remember all of the clever things that he's put in the game. And that's okay. With a game as mechanically rich as this, you can't blame the guy. Plus the fact that he's doubling down on everything that Sheridan put in the game already, you know? And that was an assassinate. That's what we want to see. Boys and girls, that's what we want. Ooh, I got that bleed bonus. Alright. Another mark. And another assassinate. We've got to be getting close. We've got to be. And another bleed bonus. I need a sleep spell, y'alls. And another assassinate. Had a pretty good Q&A session about some mechanics of the game earlier. It was super nice to talk about. Yeah, he's very personable. You know, for a long time I didn't know he did any streaming. I didn't know he had any interest in streaming. And then one day I caught him on stream, and he was just a great friendly streamer. Just overall good time, good guy. Another assassination. And there's my OHAI Mark achievement. You guys can't see it, but there it is. We got Tommy Wiseau dressed up as an Incubus. We did it. All right. That doesn't mean... Excuse me. That doesn't mean the stream's over. It means our mission is accomplished, and our goal is perhaps to finish the game as a Punisher, because I do not have that achievement yet. Although I don't think I'm going to stay up that late. I do have to work tomorrow. But we can get some good game time in, and we'll continue the stream another day if it gets too late. Or if we die, then we won't continue it. We'll do something else next time. All right, let's kill some gobos. I guess I don't need to do anything special here. I have the Marky Mark. That's right. Aha, Mark. Uh-oh, he's a reflector. Gulag Buto, you know what I mean? Oh, Gulag Buto. You don't say. Could have been another secret for all I know. Alright. Clear up some inventory space. I've got so many scrolls. The game has conditioned me. Another Alembic. You play slow and methodical for an hour, and I finally just get a blast with the staff. Yeah, well... I mean, just being totally frank, it's the OHAI Mark achievement. I got to. Although I am, in general, a slow, methodical player. If you're not into it, you're not going to like my stream. Let's make a acid sickness. Oh, look at all those scrolls. Alright, we have to do it. We have to identify them before we can move on. Oh, I think we got another scroll of food. This is my curse. Fubi Blech, identify. Here, let's identify this, and identify this. There we go. Alright, let's move. Pretty decent at slow and methodical. I appreciate the patience. Well, good. Good. You know, it's funny, because Barony, like... repels certain people who are really patient, because the game, if you're extremely patient and want to do everything perfectly, it's not a good game for that. But you know, like you said, it can be good for a certain quantity of patience, and it's definitely good for my quantity of patience that I want to express in a game like this. Because at the end of the day, I'm still an action gamer. I like action games. I don't want to sit around. And I got too much junk. Too much. I think I might throw away the Ring of Conflict. I think I'm powerful enough right now that I'm not interested in doing conflict anymore. Ah, the speed arrow. Look at all dim potions. I don't really want to be an alchemist. All I want to do is brew cursed water. So maybe I should get rid of, well... Man, so many potions of polymorph. Ugh, it's tough to get rid of them because they're so useful. Charging. Am I going to keep any of these staffs around? Guess the open staff. Although I could keep it for a feather when I find one. That's the trouble with this game. Like, there's so many things to do that you might want to do. It's a lot of fruit juice. Let me just drink that up. Potion of healing. Just a regular potion of healing. Do I really care? I don't care as much as an extra healing. Glasses. I'm already wearing glasses. But maybe these glasses are cursed. Maybe there's the glasses I want. Let's go ahead and drink that. Gotta learn those alchemy ingredients, am I right? These are hot dev only strats. Are we gonna do the boulder maze while blind? Can we get a vote in the chat if I'm gonna... Oh, too late. By the way, I've been meaning to ask you, but never wanted to bother you. What's the story behind your PFP on Steam and Discord? I'm not sure what PFP means. Will you please go into detail? I would love to answer your question if I knew what it meant. What am I going to use the water for? I'm going to save the water until I find another... Oh, Thumpus is here? Okay. Yeah, if I find like a blessed artifact, I'm going to use the water to unbless it. Hope that makes sense. Profile pic avatar. Oh, okay. I actually made that profile picture pretty close to... Well, in the first 4 years of my game industry career, I created that avatar as part of a pitch for a project that I was working on. And he was sort of like the poster boy for a fantasy, a procedurally generated first-person co-op fantasy game that I was pitching to a developer at the time that I was working for. And, you know, in general, the pitch was well received, but the studio wasn't able to stick around long enough to make anything happen with it. So, oh, I feel sick from eating too much. That was a bad choice. I just wanted to get it out of my inventory. Oh well. So yeah, that's all it is. It's nothing more than that. It's a drawing I liked. It's sort of like a well-rounded adventurer look that I drew, and I like him. Well, let's do this. That's a cheaper and easier way to do assassinations. I think only the weapons spawn blessed, the armor does not. I think you're right about that, by the way. But I could still curse. I could still curse those, which I would want to do. Incubus getting sick from eating too much. I can only imagine the super suave seducer of women via magical means stuffing his face with so much cheese until he gets sick. You had to pick cheese, didn't you? I summoned a human, and he gained 6 levels. Hello, silver arrow shooting human. Do not kill me, please. On accident, because I'm sure that's all it would be. I love cheese. It's so delicious. Just can't help himself. Man, I've just got too much crap. Oh, we got a Coral Grimes over here. So we have a blessed scroll of digestion. Light him up, Silver Arrow Man. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's going to be fine. Oh my gosh. That was close because I just saw an arrow trap ahead of me that set everything off ahead of time. Alright. Yeah, eating an entire wheel of cheese in Skyrim, just completely absurd. I've got so much stinking... Here, you... I can't do that. I was going to tell him to carry that thing for me. Alright, we can do this. Well, it's no succubus. Oh, we've already got friends. Let's get him. Let's get him. We got ghouls to slay. Sorry. This is intense. So this used to all be normal ghouls. Those of you who have been with us a while may know that already. But it's much harder now with all these enslaved ghouls. And that was a wise choice on Wall's behalf. In my estimation. Because it really was too early, too easy before. And now it's almost too hard. I've got healing. Let's use it. Can you be affected by more than one ailment? Fire, sickness, burn. You absolutely can, and one cure ailment will solve them all. Alright, lost my shield. Oh, goodness. I need this potion. Okay, I have a Ring of Warning right now, so I'm not super desperate to put on these Oracle's Treads. But once I can curse them... I'm going to use my next polymorph potion when I run into a store so that I can sort of dual purpose it. Daggers and chakrams. I think I'll leave those aside for now. Oh, it's very tempting to burn this up. But I'm hiding. I'm going to do it. What's the worst that could happen? Read, I already know that spell. I really need sleep. That's what I want. I want the sleep spell. Man, out of shields. Got a lockpick. Worthless glass. Okay. We got guys piling up outside. Alright, I'm gonna wield this just so I have something to block with. It's 5 extra AC. I think it'll probably be worth it. Ooh, let's do this. Hey, it worked. A lot of times the decrepit ones will just break outright. Oh, chopping block, baby! I just got the chopping block achievement. Dude, imagine trying to fight somebody over a table and that guy has a whip. There's no way you're winning that battle. He's just like lashing you in the eyes as you try to like be a decent fighter. Oh, got him. I think Indiana Jones might have shown us how to fight that. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, it's funny. It's kind of a common roguelike theme to have an Indiana Jones reference. And maybe it's just because like all geek fandoms are gonna have an Indiana Jones reference because everybody loves Indiana Jones. But I still appreciate it. And you get a slow. You know, slow's a good spell. I shouldn't underestimate how happy I am to have this spell. Just because the amount of melee kiting I can do, especially as a Punisher, is really good because of the slow spell. Otherwise, I'd be reaching the end of my rope with trying to kite these ghouls. I can just backpedal him when he's slowed, you know? That's handy. Alright, alright. Slow is good. I use it on the... Yeah. That's one of the few status effect spells that's useful on a boss, which everybody who's played an RPG knows that status effect spells don't work on bosses for some reason. And I think it's just because slow is so, you know, it doesn't prevent them from doing any attacking or anything. That it's like, it's not completely game breaking if they're slowed, but it sure has a good effect on them. Also adds a lot of value to the cold spell, as I'm sure you know. And the hunting arrows. Because it has the side effects. Dude, that table's gonna break one day, and I'm gonna be a sad man. It's my favorite table. It was a family heirloom. Ooh, there you are. Oh, another trap. Ow, don't. So I feel like I interrupted my story about what my job is on the team. But I joined the team to overhaul all the game's art, which I did. So pretty much everything that you're looking at visually was made by me. Or at least modified from its original version to look better. It was important to me to make sure that everything had a visual upgrade. Like, for a while when the Cursed Edition first launched, not all of the magic icons had been updated. And so I made sure to correct that as time went on. But then also I've been, you could say, instrumental to all of the design updates since the Cursed Edition. So Wall of Justice and I worked together to make all new content in the game, and generally our relationship has been that I'll come up with like a piece of concept art and a seed idea about what I think would be good in the game, and then he implements it and then goes off the deep end on his own sort of tangent to really make it fun and over the top in a way that I never dreamed of. And so and even still, there's many ideas in the game that didn't start with me either. But like a lot of the ideas that you might be able to point at, like the fact that, you know, we have the 2 liches at the end. Spoiler alert, sorry about that. Or that we have like an Incubus or a Goatman race. All those started with drawings and ideas from me. And I also do all the writing for the new lore books that have come out since then. So pretty much he's the technical and I'm the creative. But game design is always a combination of technical and creative. And so we really bounce off each other really well that way, because we both really love doing game design work in general, kind of no matter what it is. And so neither of us work in a vacuum when it comes to game design. I couldn't do it without him. In a lot of cases, he wouldn't be able to do it without me. Yeah, it's just a good overall symbiotic relationship that we have. Yeah, bloodletting. Oh yeah, bloodletting is a good example. Hunting arrows. As much as I like blooding, it takes such a long time to cast. I know it's bleeding slow damage. I noticed that when you made the changes, really happy with it. Oh, good. Kusu, how long have you been around? I feel like I don't really know your name. Are you another name on the other services that you'd be willing to tell me? My buddy said that they were around at the end of the first version before the art overhaul. Was talking about how excited they were when you guys first launched Cursed Edition. Yeah, dude, I was excited. I was so pumped about the Cursed Edition because this was like the game that I always wanted to make, and so being able to be like, you know, when the Cursed Edition came out, to be like, this is how I would want this game to look, and have, you know, fans of the same niche just be like, oh yeah, I'm so pumped about this version of the game. Very, very rewarding. Oh, cursed boots of water walking. Or blessed. Of course, it's cursed to me, but... Oh, man. That's tempting. Because I don't have any water walking ability right now. It would take a lot to unbless that, too. You know what? I can use a polymorph potion to take it off later, if I want to. Oh, but I got these boots. But I still have the warning. Man. Forget this game and its hard decisions. You had this idea of this would be sick and this would be broken. You've just been quiet. Haven't really done any Barony community stuff until lately. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know, Kusu. I mean, it's great to know that there's always lurkers out there that are sort of watching and appreciating the work without saying anything. It's folks like you that kind of multiply the impact of Barony's success, because I tend to see the same, like, and I don't mean this in any negative way at all. I tend to see the same, maybe 5 community members most of the time, and to me, that's the size of the community. These 5 people that I see a lot, and I love having around. It actually makes them, you know, feel a lot more important to the work we're doing. But it's not an honest representation of the size of our community. So, all right, we got a cursed or a blessed ring of Constitution. I could go ahead and curse this now and switch out for the boots. Although I would have to take off my helmet and use polymorph. So why don't we wait a little while? Your purchase date. Oh, I'll take a look at that at some point. Because I started this as a multiplayer game, it means I can never... I have a Book of Levitation, so I shouldn't worry too much about water walking. But yeah, when... I can't pause the game. Oh, I need to get in the water. Okay. Try me. You know what? This is for you, nerd. I'm so mad at him. I was willing to spend 10% of my health to kill him. Although I should have used Teleport Other instead. That's a really cool spell for archers. I need healing. Lucky for me. Lucky for me, I have a healing spell for free. It's not for free. I'm paying for it. Oh, I see a spider. A spider that is angry. I annihilated that spider. I was not expecting him to die so quickly. 2015, yeah. How do you find that information? Oh, that's an interesting question. Slow digestion we don't need as long as I've got those food scrolls. I'm keeping this strangulation amulet around just in case. I don't... Do I even need this lockpick? I probably don't. For those that have been watching, I just said I didn't need this lockpick and then immediately ran into a locked door after I dropped it. And then, of course, the lockpick broke, so it didn't even matter. Oh, Barony. Every run is a new comedy of errors. Ho ho. Let's drink this potion of confusion. Increase our alchemy a little. Of course, now I'm walking around like a dullard. Oh, another potion of confusion? Alright, this is me playing while confused. Why don't we take this chance to go into a shop? Oh. Alright, what are you selling, brother? Jewelry! Well, that's good news, because I got 2 magnificent jewels for you. And you can have this amulet of sex change while I'm here. Okay, I mean, I got a lot of money, so it wasn't the worst, use of that. And now I can take off this hood. Right, that's what I'm here for, is to take off this hood. And drop all this stuff. All this is already, everything I'm wearing is already cursed, so I can just put on these treads. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put on this ring. Nah, I'd rather have the blessed, or the cursed treads. That's what I'd rather do. Which worked. Which dispelled... Uh-oh, I gotta get out of here. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. Let's get out of here. Dying to a boulder right above a lever. Negligence and bad RNG. Never knew they would spawn above. The thing I realize is a lot of new players today, they don't understand their own negligence versus bad RNG. That's definitely one of the reasons why I made the Hall of Trials, is because, you know, games are so friendly to players these days, which I get, like, it's fair, because people they play games to have a good time. They're not trying to stress out. They don't assume that the game's going to expect something of them. That's old school gaming. Modern gamers would never understand. And so they go in with the assumption that it's going to be nice to them, and when it's not, they're like, this game's BS. They assume that the game's trying to be nice to them. And so with the Hall of Trials, I was just like, alright, maybe we can ease players into this, let them know that when they fail, it's part of the game's design. And that if they want to overcome it, that's going to be on them. And but give them all the tools they need. Give them an easy way to restart. Don't make it so every failure is so punishing. Ooh, yes please. Some cursed iron nooks. Games were hard because they held such little information. Make them balls hard to make them sure that a $40 NES game or DOS disc game bought to give your time's worth of money. Wait, deaths occurred earlier on and kept me trying again. Most of it was boulders or taking on 2 enemies at once. Yeah. Yep. Well, another... I mean, it's funny. A lot of people have mentioned the part of the conversation where, like, video games kind of has its history in arcades. There's a really good book called The Ultimate History of Video Games. I really enjoy that book. And it's legit, like, as soon as Nolan Bushnell and his homies figured out how to make Pong, they were like, all right, now how do we make money off of it? And so they made the coin-op Pong, and put it into a bar. And if you've heard this story before, forgive me, but it's a great story. So they took Pong to a bar as a, 1 quarter per play coin-operated machine, and the bar calls them up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, or 4 a.m. obviously, and we're like, yo, your stupid game is broken. And they show up, and the problem is that the game is so full of quarters that it can't accept anymore, because players were so pumped up to be playing an interactive video game. I love that story just because it's booze. Oh well. I really love that story because it just shows how powerful of a medium video games is and how exciting video games are to just normal people who have literally never seen them before. they're exciting and cool and interesting. I don't know the Pong story. I only really know the Tetris story. Oh yeah, the Tetris story is a great one too. This game gave me an arcade game vibe from the get-go. Restarting felt like a mechanic. Guess that's why I never really got angry. Well, that's good. Never heard the Pong story. Good stuff. Yeah, yeah. And so it's like, from the very first video game that was ever, you know, purchasable in any way by like an opt-in market, versus like those oscilloscope games that, you know, people made as a like a curiosity in their laboratories. Ooh, magic mapping. Can I read that? Yes, I can. Man, this Incubus, so magical. Okay, we made it through the swamps, fellas. Swamps. You know, the coin op scene has been like endemic to the medium, and so then you get into the obviously the arcades and what that means to sort of like what the economy of video games starts out as, and then it's like, well, if your players are winning all the time for free, then they're not paying very much money, and so we might as well make it hard so they have to pay a lot of money to enjoy the game. And so it incentivizes you not giving them much information. And, I mean, all this stuff I think you guys have probably heard before from about 1 million, you know, armchair game design commentators on YouTube or whatever. I think that cursed tin is going to do me wrong, but luckily for all of us, I got remove curse. It's the one case where I want something uncursed. Although I don't have a towel. I don't have cure. Whatever. I'll keep it around. Oh. Don't slay him. Oh, dude, I just ran upon that battle that they made way easier for me. An insectoid fighting a troll, and I'm reaping all the benefits. Where did you flee to? You bailed. Alright. What's the third area called? This is the Labyrinths. The sandstone. Yeah, it's called the Labyrinths. I've heard some people call it the Pyramid, which is cool. I mean, it's definitely got a pyramid vibe going. Oh, dude, a bug! Watch out, it's a bug! Oh, but yeah, I guess where I was going to take that with the arcade thing is that, you know, the only successful arcades, because the machinery was and the computers were so expensive, the only successful video games were arcades. And so when the technology got developed to the point where video games could be affordable in the home, well, we just took it for granted that, you know, the kinds of games that people wanted to play were arcade games. And even up to the Sega Genesis, people were assuming that arcade games were sort of the be-all, end-all, like what great video games are. And I wonder how much of that was just informed by the fact that you could have more expensive technology packed into one machine, and so therefore the game could be more robust. And that's why people are like, well, you only get the best games on arcades, because for a long time that was just true. You just couldn't get the latest games any other way. And so I think that lasted for a long time, that you can only get good games in arcades. But if you go to arcades these days, you look at the games that are on them, they're not technological marvels. I'd say the only exception to that is... dude! That monster ran around. Alright, thanks for the tamale, nerd. You know what? I don't need the Staff of Opening anymore, because I got the spell. I'm already $4 in. What's a little more? I'll have to eventually get it right. It was the entire 90s. The Bit Wars. 16-bit. 16x 2-bit! Yeah. Hey, Crosscurrent. What's up, my brother? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Gambler's Fallacy. Sunken Cross Fallacy. Speedrunner Hell. Yeah, you're right, Crosscurrent. Hey, can I give you guys a little spoiler alert? A little spoily doily. Promise. Uh-oh, I got paralyzed. Promise not to take this as a promise or anything. But, of course, the idea of more content for Barony comes up. It's something that most people want to see with some good reason. And one of the things that we kind of ideate on is the possibility of an alternate path that bypasses the labyrinths. So, and I think the labyrinths are cool. Like, if you've got magic mapping and pickaxes, I think there's a lot of fun to be had in the labyrinths. They're puzzly and mazy and fun to explore. But yeah, if you're trying to speed run, it's just sort of like, if you don't have magic mapping, there's just no guarantee that you're gonna get a good. It's like the most RNG, ironically, the most RNG heavy part of the run, right? That is fair enough. And so if we were gonna do just one alternate path, it might be the labyrinths. So anyway, that's not an official plan. We haven't said what that content would be, but that's just sort of my nod to the community to say, you know, like, the game is and I don't, maybe you guys could drop me your opinion on this. I'd be very interested to know. For me, Barony being, you know, 3.5 to 5 hours is a long game. That's, to me, for the kind of game this is, and how I kind of want to sit down and be able to finish a run in a day, that's a long game. Like, if on a Saturday, I'm like, hey babe, I talk to my wife, hey babe, I'm gonna go play a game for a while, and I go play Barony, and it takes me 5 hours, that's a long time. And not to say that, you know, a game like Barony shouldn't be longer than that, but I think Barony is great as a bit of a shorter game. And so when it comes to adding more tile sets, I feel like I'd rather have alternate paths than a longer game. So I'm curious what you guys think of that, if I'm in the minority on that, or if you would agree of rather have each run be a little more different than have each run be a little longer. So forgive my confirmation bias on that, because I've revealed my opinion, what my actual opinion is to you. Yeah, yeah. 5 hours for single life run is hard. You're absolutely. Exactly. I think it's so much time to invest and have it be nothing. And like when you have a game like XCOM, just for example, and a run in XCOM can end just like, oh, you lost. It feels unfair. It's like, dude, I spent so stinking long on that, and then some, like, you know, some aliens popped out of the woodwork, and I just, you know, I lose all my best characters, and from then on out, the game is like a downhill spiral where I just can't make it up, and then I spend another 5 hours dying. Like, to me, that's no fun at all. Like, I don't want to do that. To me, it's the wrong format for a permadeath game, and that's why you have to save scum in a game like XCOM. Because if you don't, you end up fighting this losing battle for seemingly eternity. It's just not fun. That's my $2 instead of my 2 cents, because I spent so freaking long on my own glorified opinion there. It's fun, but it's like the end of a marathon. Yeah. You feel winded by the time you hit Crystal Caves. No, I think that's fair. And it's funny too, though, because like, you know what? Let's do this. Oh my gosh, this is going to be funny. I hope this is funny. I want this to be very funny. Alright, it was funny. Thank you for joining me for the comedy, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard. Skelly Conjurer of 3 or 4 got slapped by a golem. Brother did a 4-hour. Yeah, I've died on the Citadel with a great run as a vampire hunter class, and just getting, you know, murdered by a cockatrice, I just feel so robbed. And it's like, and that's fine. Like, there's got to be consequences for it to feel like it matters. And so it's okay if at the end I'm like, oh, that was such a good run. Like that's what makes winning so satisfying, right? Is to have that. There's always this threat that it could go wrong. But I guess my whole point is that we're at a pretty good length right now. I don't think it needs to be longer. And if you think it does need to be longer, I would love to hear from you and listen to your reasoning with sincerity. Because maybe there's a perspective I'm not considering. I would suspect that the person that wants the game to be substantially longer is the type of person that doesn't want permadeath. But that's an assumption that could be completely wrong. Side paths are great. Yeah, you slipped up. Yeah. And the hell path is a good example. Like, you know, the hell path doesn't skip the ruins, but it sort of like, you know, hops over or through them a bit. And, you know, I think the ruins are pretty fun. Quick question. Who has played through the ruins since we updated the maps a little bit? Got any people that have been through the ruins much? Just curious. Curioso. JohnnyCurioso.gov. It's a real website. Ooh, let's do this. I am ready. Y'all ready for this? Bump, 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 bump. Alright, we can jump over anything. Sure have, definitely have. Yes, sir. Okay, so we got at least 3 people. Have you noticed the difference in the level generation for the labyrinths since then? And if so, what do you think of it? Less wall levitation and wall block places. Yep, good. Happy to hear that. Felt more open. Well, I think the Citadel is intended to be more open, but my goal with the ruins was actually to be less open. Yeah, honestly, dude, that's an exploit. Like, it would be an exploit that's really easy for me to fix to prevent that from being closed. But because I had a decrepit pickaxe this time, I was just like, YOLO, and I broke the walls. All I have to do is turn on the flag that prevents the walls from being breakable, and I should and will do that. Because it's just... it completely nullifies any challenge that this offers. Although at the same time, like, getting dig at this level is not something you can take for granted, so maybe it's okay. I'm totally open to that. Yep, you got it, Crosscurrent. Even with these cheese strats, I don't have like a good speedrunner pattern for solving Sokoban. Okay. I lost my sense of direction. I think if you have the puzzle room at the Crystal Caverns, oh my goodness, which have the same kind of importance. The Jin's Brace are not a joke. Also fact. You are correct about that. So, of all the levels in the game, I believe the Cockatrice Lair is... man, I don't want to misspeak. It is one of the very few, if not the only one, that was designed by Wall of Justice. And that is a devious, devious puzzle. I think it is a fun puzzle. We love that. We love that level internally. Sheridan specifically finds that to be a very fun, brain-teasing puzzle. but it's definitely a more complicated and brain-bending puzzle than the rest of the puzzles in the game. And I would argue, even to some degree, it's a little bit more challenging than one of the puzzles that I won't spoil in the Hall of Trials. Oh yeah! We did it, folks. Should have some kind of importance. Jin's bracing around a joke. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a great point, right? The point of this puzzle is to guard the Jin's brace. And actually, hey, who wants a fun fact? The artifact gear set was not added into the Blessed Edition. You guys probably know that, but it might have been a long time since you thought about it. So it used to be that this gold reward was your only reward for beating Sokoban, which is still a great reward. That's like still a ton of money. But in order to make all of the secret areas a little more enticing and tasty, we knew we wanted to do an artifact armor set because we had artifact weapons. And so it just made sense to us to add. Goodbye, Iron Knuckles. You've served me well. It just made sense to us to add it. Oh, I'm still wearing these boots. Let's get rid of that. Let's put on magic resistance. Silly me. Money was OP. When there's only humans. Good point. Dude, Kusu, I would be really interested in your opinion on the trials. Now that I look back on it, I did notice that there weren't the giant open floors like before. I'm thinking the transition between ruins and labyrinth made it seem more open by comparison. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Magic missile was free with legend casting. Was it? I don't even remember that. I know. Well, whatever. I'm not here to challenge it. I just legit don't remember. Let's use this speed potion with this acid to make some of the lightning, baby. Maybe that was patched. I don't know. I mean, for Cursed Edition, we didn't have capstone unlocks. You get nothing for achieving legend. It was just like, yeah, you can't level up anymore. That's the end of leveling up. Bye. So I think Blessed Edition is when we put that in. But, I mean, it's totally possible that early Blessed Edition integrated some different take on it, like before Dominate got in or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Okay, I found the exit already, so I'm not really worried. I don't need Gungnir, and I don't really need the red orb, so I may not even do the Minotaur maze. Oh, dude, am I OP or what? Goodness sakes. I just one-shotted that goblin? Oh, this is a room I recently redesigned. You guys may be able to tell. What's my attack at? 24. Haha. You gave me mana, you stupid idiot. I've got to get rid of some stuff. Sex change, don't need this anymore. Slow, don't need that. Alright, let's start picking up some... Oof. I know there's a Minotaur. And I'm like not scared of it, which should be my first sign that I should be worried. Because that's like when you get cocky, that's when you die to the Minotaur. Charging, blank, food, blank. Ooh, okay, we got a dupe. This is such a good song. I feel like the songs in this area are underrated. Acid and speed. Oops. Oh, we got a multi. Healing. Okay. Just sort of casually lollygagging with the Minotaur. Okay, okay, I'll leave. I'll leave. Didn't want to. That damage. One of the songs in the mines at the start always makes me think of Devilman Crybaby. That's interesting. Shaman is kind of dumb? What do you mean by that? Like his int stat, or you just don't like him? Confusion and sickness. So let's not do that. Let's experiment with... Oh, 116 attack, 90 strength. Holy smokes, dude. Skeleton Shaman's your favorite? Yeah, I guess you do get to do the, what just casted cold? Oh, there's Ziggy. We got Ziggy. We got a Ziggy, everybody. Oh, magic feather, baby. Okay, that's good. Slurpy derp. Let's cast magic mapping just to make sure we don't get... Okay, so we got the secret. Yeah, I'm not feeling like I need the red orb. I think I might just not, just for, you know, sake of time. What have we got? Morning cloak. Hello, ghoul. Nice to see you. Here, I don't want you to go. Let's come back over here. Oh, he died. He went into the spikes. All right. Bye. Yeah, that's correct. I love the shaman. Raise your hand if you saw me do the bionicle run. And if you don't know what the bionicle run is, that means you didn't see it, and but you're welcome to ask what it is. I did not. Would it be my dude? And I will ask. Thank you, Kusu. So, somebody on the forums or on the Discord, I forgot who it was, mentioned that if you play an automaton shaman, it looks like a bionicle. And there were no lies detected. He does look like a bionicle. Let's do... sickness and confusion. So yeah, he's just an, you know, a brass robot with a skull mask on, and that's just like exactly what bionicles look like. So, dude, conjure arrow. Who uses that? I'm just kidding. I love that, but I don't need it. I just don't. Okay. So what was the spell for enchant weapon? I forgot. I totally forgot. Do you guys remember? It was like Garvo Day. Was that it? Let's do this marked scroll. Bagar. That doesn't even sound familiar. Dova Begarin? I mean, that's Bagar. Maybe that's it. I want to believe you. You're correct. It's Endova Begarin. Good job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so what we will do is we will shed our equipment. Actually, first what we're going to do... what did I just do? Use... I'm going to... Okay, this -2, Endova Begarin. Is that what it is? Which is going to give us a super cursed whip. And then... Ooh, I don't know if I know what... Okay, that's -2. That gave me -3. Okay. Too bad I can't curse the rest of these. I don't know if I saw an enchant. What was enchant armor? Did we find enchant armor? Cured gecko with onions, y'all. Ow, don't. Dude, I just annihilated that guy. Super cursed whip. Thought of a hearse. That's funny. Yeah, I don't remember what the enchant armor one was. Yeah, I didn't make note of it. That's my bad. I mean, I can scroll through, I guess. See if anything looks familiar. And I always look at Pratyavaya. I'm like, that's got to be something. That's such a fancy word. It's got to be something. I'll hang on to it for now. We're not in a desperate spot, and I got my beloved -3 on my whip, so I'm really excited about that. You're right, though. I think I did see an enchant armor, and I just didn't pay attention. I wasn't thinking about it. Because I'll just put everything else in my hat, and we'll be good to go. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world. As he uses his whip. Okay, there's that. Should we just go? Should I just, like, speedrun this? I'm level 30. I could easily beat Herx right now, I think. Could just go. If I can detect enemies, I want them XPs, you know? Yeah, that's not helpful. Get red orb. Well, it's too late. I already skipped the red orb. That was last level. Remember the lava? I was just like, I don't think I need the red orb, and then I bailed before anybody said anything. That's my bad. Got him. I like Ace Ventura. Ugh. Then speedrun. Nothing else to do but kill a lich. BRB. Alright, alright. Loud and clear. I got you, homies. Let's do this. Day in Fools. Oh, that's another blank. Speedrun. Speed strats. Oh no. I do need food. That's all fresh food too. Woe is me. Okay, I'm not gonna need this ring of slow digestion ever. Restore magic I'm gonna keep. Extra healing, thunderstorm healing. I'm just gonna drink this healing. On another planet, we would want that. But that's not the planet we're on today. Oh, we got one of them. I'm gonna confuse... Circle strafe a fool. Oh, sleepy troll. Let's start casting spells. I want sleep, guys. I want the sleep spell. Another spell book. Another polymorph potion. What planet am I living on where I find so many stinking polymorph potions? I want to curse this enchant weapon scroll so bad right now. I'm not going to use that in strangulation. Ow. Hey, a friend. That's what I was looking for. Alright, we're doing it. We're doing it. I could get the blue orb. I could kill a bunch of humans and get the blue orb. So when did killing Baphomet lead to Hamlet instead of... Oh yeah, that was yeah, that was like a little while ago. But yeah, it was fairly recent in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, that was one of those things where it's just like the whole like hell secret wasn't really planned. Ah, that gnome just got destroyed by a boulder. You know, it's not something we really thought much about when we did the Blessed Edition. I know it sounds kind of careless, but we just didn't. It was just like, oh yeah, it's a secret ending. If you want to go early, that's what you do. But we didn't really take into account the fact that some people just might want to not finish early, and that's like a totally valid way to play. So, you know, and they just want to do the alternate path, which we believe in. So yeah, it was a good update, and then so I provided some new text blurbs for WAJ, so that, you know, there would be like a story justification for why you were able to continue. Oh, dude, I tricked that fool so hard. 'Tis good. Always like going to hell, but for the brief moment I choose the twins. It's the hardest choice. Glad you implemented health. I find myself going to the twins because at some point I'm a wrecking ball. It's too good not to abuse. Small protein shake, peanut butter, and a granola bar. Now you're eating Doritos. Well, at least you got the Doritos. That's gonna be the lifesaver. Dude, I love Doritos. I know they're trash food, but I stinking love it. Gamer food. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, read me is nothing. Alright, Garvin Day. Are you going to be something today? Enchant armor! Oh, wait. Garvin Day. We're going to make everything Garvin Day that's not a... Alright, it's going to be great. This is awesome. Oh, now I'm going to recharge my feather. Do I have more charging? I thought I did. I do. Okay. More. Oh, and I've used them all. I've done them all. Okay. Alright. So you had to sit there trying to appraise cheese. Oh, that's funny. Yes. Yeah. You know, honestly, the appraise system was really more a real part of the game back before, you know, it didn't take anything to do it. Dude, should I appraise my glasses? Nah, I'm not doing really any ranged. Oh, sorry, enchant is the word I meant to use. Alright. Executioner hood. It's the only thing I got equipped, and we're going to just bless the heck out of it. We got 5. We got 7. Alright. We did it. Don't let your memes be dreams. Dude, I've got Ring of Magic Resistance and the Genie's Brace. What is my magic resistance? 67%. I'm going to be an unkillable death machine. Yeah. Yeah, it was just like a part of the game that was just so annoying to so many players. And the automatic part of it, it just replicated what players were doing anyway that was a chore and not fun to do. And so it kind of left us in a lose-lose situation. And the mechanic, I don't recall that mechanic was in System Shock 1, but it was definitely in System Shock 2. And it was definitely inspired by that mechanic from those games. But those games were a little different because in System Shock 2, if you wanted to appraise something, you had to find a resource first. And so it wasn't just that it took time to do it, but it was also once you got a chance to do it, then you had to wait after you had that chance. And so it was like sort of this tasty waiting period, and you might be, you know, killing monsters while you're doing it. And it can take a lot longer because it doesn't fail at the end in any case. Hey, another homie. What's up, my brother? So I guess what I'm saying is that I think that's why it worked in System Shock, and it didn't really feel like it works in our game. Dude, I got speed. That's hardcore. I don't think I'm going to do any more teleports, so I'm going to go ahead and replace speed on my hotbar. Of course, I also have this spell. I'm going to put... I'm tempted to put poison on my hotbar. Cold. Cold's going on my hotbar. Getting rid of slow. I mean, Confuse is fun to have, but it's not going on my hotbar. Okay. Oh, dude, speed. It's gonna be so crazy. I'm gonna be running around like a maniac. Oh, that's so many scrolls, guys. Another enchant weapon. I just can't do anything with that, though. I really can't do anything with an enchant weapon scroll. We got magic mapping. I don't need that either. Alright. Monkey brain ain't gonna research it itself, you know. You need the chemicals plus the skill. Yes, that's correct. Shoot monkey in face for maximum damage. That's pretty funny. Can you curse enchant weapon with cursed water? That is an excellent, excellent point. I bet you can. That's like totally beating the system. I love it. Hey, I got lucky and didn't grease myself. Okay. On the off chance that we find cursed water again, we are doing this. Oh, you're just hanging out here the whole time? Man. Cure ailment. I do need that. Cold. Dude, more Andova Bigaren. Jeez. Don't need this anymore. Don't need this. Okay, don't cast open on your friends. Lesson learned. Thar, remove curse. Don't need that. Spellbook. Don't need that. Serviceable magic staff. Don't need that, but I'm going to abuse it anyway. Curse the water. Wait a second. That doesn't work. I don't think I need a second Cloak of Magic Reflection. I think... Oh, but that one's better. Here, you wear this. Got the Holy Bible. Conjure Arrow. Don't need this anymore. Charging. I don't think I need that. Nope. Don't need charging anymore. Because I got a stack. Another Hack-a-Mooch. Don't need that. And another Tamov. Oh, that's a repair. So I've got a serviceable hood and serviceable Genie's Brace. I know that the Genie's Brace, when repaired, will supply more armor. So will the Oracle's Treads. I think I'll do the Oracle's Treads. Alright. Oh, I didn't take a look at what scroll that was. Goodness. Is that Tamav? Is Tamav that? It may be. Not that it matters. I don't have any Blake scrolls anymore. Tamav, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and repair our Genie's Brace as well. Alright, worth it. Let's go. Let's do this, my dog. Locked. In this economy? My goodness, scrolls everywhere. Ah, yes. We have our peaceful little room that does nothing. Doesn't cursing remove curse, just curse your gear? It may. Yeah. Yeah, and that's if I dropped everything except for my enchant weapon scrolls, then I would be able to curse my enchant weapon scrolls, which would then allow me to curse my weapon further. Which is the idea, right? That's we're living the dream when we do that. Oh, come on. I don't need to go that far. I'm the Incubus Punisher. Alright, we got cold, light, and slow. I don't need any of those. I got a Staff of Sleep. Fire, identify. Oh, and a Garvin Day. Enchant armor. Alright, one more time, for good measure. Use that Garvin Day. Where did I put it? Where did I put the Garvin Day? Oh, there it is. My hood goes blue. Alright. I feel like I could provide justice with a lot of interesting feedback for things that are obnoxiously broken. You mean obnoxiously? Well, what do you mean? Hungry. My main thing now is how the skeleton shaman interaction works. How you can spam levitate as a vampire to get legend the first 2 floors. Yeah, the whole spam spell exploit is as well as the trade exploit are things that, you know, once you know that you can do it, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I feel like I have to do this because if I don't, then I'm cheating myself of power I would gain in the game. Even though you know it's a cheese tactic, the game is hard enough that you feel like you owe it to yourself to do it. And that's, I mean, that's just not good. It's not fun. So I can understand that. It's something stupid that you feel like the game is encouraging you to do that you don't want to do. So I get it. I get it. So what would you do? What do you think the ideal solution to that would be? Certain spells it could be. Oh, my Incubus. That's not what I wanted to happen. Oh, Amulet of Life Saving. Okay. I have the teleport spell. I don't need that. Here, you wear this. Wear this fancy cloak. wear this fancy. Use this instead. Alright, let's get out of here. We said we were speedrunning. I'm not doing it. I'm just falling in my old ways. I don't need inventory. Who needs inventory? Now I've got that intense focus on because I just can't do it any other way when I'm going this. I'm not used to going this speed. I don't operate like this. I'd kind of like to speedrun more, but like, I'm just such a relaxed gamer. It's hard for me to embrace it. Man, I'm blew on dodging all those spells. Get him. Yeah, baby. Make the drain the same with the initial cost higher. I'll make it a longer toggle. Oh, so like Flutter, but just longer. Yeah, I mean, well, so fundamentally the problem is sustained spells. So is the proposal that we just remove sustained spells from the game? Like, do they have a place? Or should we have sustained spells, but they never give you skill ups? Or maybe they give you skill ups not on casting, but for every X amount of seconds that they're cast, they have a chance of giving you skill ups. Maybe that's a compromise. Yeah, it's just Levitate is such a late game spell. %75% resist. What are we looking at here? Yeah, I think this is fine. This is working out. Haha. That's always funny. No. Oh, and he taught me the sleep spell. Alright. You could add the logic that if character gets skill increase, wait X seconds to check again if he gets a skill increase. Yeah. Add check if you level up X amount of times. Stay MP. You could add the logic, whatever makes sense. Basically, create a hard cooldown after skill up. That wouldn't work either because vampires check the bloodlust on at all times. Yes, that's true for bloodlust. Good point for bloodlust. Yeah, that one would have to be some kind of weird exception, wouldn't it? Yeah, but all the rest of them except bloodlust work because it's constant drain on your mana. And to me, that's like the trick, is that if it's draining your mana, then there's a cost to it. And so every time the mana ticks, it's reasonable to both check for the skill up and for the mana cost at the same time. Get rid of it and nobody would complain. I don't know about that. Get rid of the sustain mechanic. The people that don't know how to play the game. People that do what? Complain? I don't know, man. If you're incurring a mana cost to cast a spell, and those are your favorite spells to use, I mean, it seems reasonable that you would get magic skill from them. Okay. Well, that was a pretty good Herx fight. I learned a few things about using the whip at high distance and high speed. It didn't hit quite the way I expected it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into Hamlet, and then I'm going to save it. And then tomorrow or some other day, we'll probably die in the caves. But we'll see. Maybe we'll beat this bad boy. Let's read it. You arrive outside the Hamlet mines and watch the cursed blackness peel away from the land. Warm sunlight flows over the countryside. As the doors of the mine open wide, people carefully spread into the streets, acclimating to their freedom. You rush to nearby buildings looking for a place to hide and figure out your next move. There are too many humans, and the sun is too bright for your liking. You break your way into what appears to be an inn. You spend the night under the sheets of a comfortable bed while the sounds of revelry surround you. Luckily, you avoid detection. As humans party through the hostel, you hear of a power even greater than Herx's, said to be held in the Magician's Guild. A trapdoor in the bunk room leads to a sewer. You wait for the humans to leave. Yeah, so this has a little bit of a development story behind it too, because when we first shipped Myths and Outcasts, this monster interlude that justified why the monster was in the same place as the humans wasn't there. But furthermore, the sewer path wasn't there. And so, at first we kind of guessed that it would be fair enough to just let we give the player polymorph potions to start the game, and we figured that as people played it and eventually got to the end, they would remember, oh yeah, there's going to be Hamlet. I should be prepared for that. I should not spend all of my polymorph potions prematurely. But we got so many complaints in the first few days that it's like, what the heck am I supposed to do? I get to Hamlet after having this epic, difficult battle with Herx, and I'm just sort of left out to dry because I've got no way to get through Hamlet without wading through all these shopkeepers and humans and stuff. And I legit thought that it would be like, yeah, you have that one run that it ends and it gets screwed, but you own your mistake. Like you know that you had polymorph potions and you chose not to save them. And so like so much of the rest of the game, I just figured that would mean, okay, next time you play, you'll save the polymorph potions. But I guess I underestimate how big of I underestimated how big of an achievement it was for people to beat Herx. You know, not everybody's at the point in the game where once they get past the labyrinths, beating Herx is a foregone conclusion. Like for me, like I can't remember the last time I got through the labyrinths and didn't defeat Herx. I take it for granted at this point. But it's not fair to assume that it's that way for everybody, and how much that achievement means. And so, you know, just adding that sewer path and adding the story justification, which is just something that we should have done anyway, just because, you know, we've kind of always treated the monster races as sort of like not canon, at that point in time, it was just like this weird not canon thing you could do. It's just like for fun. That's how we thought of the monster races and the achievements. But after that point, it was like, no, these monsters are legitimate. People are invested in these characters and they're fun to play and they're part of the story now and we should embrace it. Like it's our duty to embrace it. And so we did. So we wrote the new story crawls and we added the sewer path. And in my humble opinion, like I love that sewer path. I think it's awesome. It was just a little experiment I threw together that I was like, how about this, Wall? What do you think of this? And he was like, yeah, this is good. Let's do this. And so we're both on board with it. And then later he added the secret merchant in. That was actually pretty recent that he added that. But I think that's when we also added the hell path switch that we were talking about earlier. I think that was around the same, because we were updating the narratives for the monster paths. I think that would make sense to me that that's the same time that we added the hell skip as well, or the hell to Hamlet skip. I was so stoked when we found the sewer path. I love those types of stories. So many good games start with an idea that's basically a parody on the surface. That's a good point. You know, I got to be honest. When I was first doing new content for Barony, there were things about this story that I was just like, you know, that didn't really resonate with me. But as I added more and more content to the game that was, you know, coming from a place of creativity for me as opposed to being as a place of a consumer, I really started to fall in love with everything that had already existed in Barony. And now I'm way more invested in it. And so stuff like the Orpheus and Eurydice storylines, those came out of existing lore because at the end of the first, or you know, before the Blessed Edition, the game would end when you defeated Herx, and the ending was that, you know, you intend to go talk to the Magician's Guild about all this and see what happened. And so I used that as a story hook. I was like, well, what would happen if the player went to go to the Magician's Guild? All the players that have been playing this game for 3 years, they're suddenly going to get to find out what happens when you go to the Magician's Guild. And so I really embraced it and rolled with it, and sort of fell in love with the storyline as we went. So yeah, it was fun. I've heard people say I've played these 2 years now and I've never beaten it. Yeah, totally. Yep. All right, well, that's going to be it for the stream from me, folks. I've got a work day tomorrow, so I should hit the hay. But if you have any other thoughts or questions, I'd love to stick around for just a couple more minutes and hang with you. Otherwise, stream over. I'll hang out and wait for the delay. This has been good tonight. I'm so glad to have gotten OHAI Mark and Chopping Block. Those are 2 achievements that take a little while to get for the Incubus. Good night. Though I will say, take sustained XP on use out. Well, I think we've definitely talked about some really good points tonight. And I think some compromise between what we've discussed might be the solution. And I suspect that it's something we'd be open to. And if we're going to do a feature update some point soon, it's I would like to fix an exploit like that while also fixing an exploit like the trading exploit. So if we could fix both of those things, it would pump me up. And I think even if we fixed swimming, that would be cool. But it's funny because we have an achievement for the swimming exploit, and we have an achievement for the light casting exploit. Because to us, it was just sort of acknowledging, like, yeah, you cheeseheads, you're going to cheese, whatever. And so putting some cap on it, like, at least with light, so you can still get those levels before, like, what? If your magic skill is less than 30 or something, you can get the light exploit and still enjoy that achievement. Maybe there's something that we can do like that for the hot tub time machine achievement as well. But yeah, it's definitely something worth thinking about, closing up those exploits. Yep. Let there be strobe. I'm not demanding anything. Hey, I get it, man. I know what it's like being on the community end of having fun ideas and just wanting the game to be a little better. So I'm not taking it. It's not rude to me. I totally get it. You love the game and you're excited to like make it better. So don't sweat it. You said I hate the swimming skill. Not gonna lie, it's free XP at best. No, that's a good point. So when we overhauled the locking skill or in the lockpicking skill to be tinkering, the very next skill that I had on my mind was swimming, because it feels so pointless in the grand scheme of the game. It's like swimming isn't a play style. It doesn't matter how good you get at swimming. You can't attack while swimming. You can't cast while swimming. You can't dive underwater and find secret treasure. And so it's like, why is it even in the skill list? It's like nowadays it's the only skill that really feels like it doesn't contribute anything to the gameplay, the mechanics. Like ultimately, what you want to do by the end of the game is never have to worry about swimming again. That's what you do with water walking and levitating. So, yeah, I just can't think of anything in the game anymore where by the end of the game you're just like, it's a skill that doesn't even matter. Maybe trading gets kind of close to that, but even then, at the end of the Citadel, there's still merchants around, and if we fix the exploits, then the trading skill might still matter at that point. Yeah. So, and yeah, we've all seen the recent runs where people have done amazing things with their followers, and we've got the Mesmer and Conjurer classes that are really leadership focused. So leadership obviously still relevant in the end game since that one was overhauled. Man, so many fun bits of history. Like, yeah, leadership used to be a nothing skill. It was just like you could just collect followers, but now they can be commanded. And but yeah, so the Plus Edition AI patch was amazing. I agree, dude. Waj did a great job with that, and that's something that I didn't contribute to that the command wheel really at all. That was all him. Yeah, avoid traps a little better now. That's good. The only idea I've had so far for swimming to make it better is maybe having and this is an awful idea. I shouldn't even say it because it sounds really cool, but ultimately it would take a lot of work to make it fun, and it would be work that wouldn't really be a force multiplier with the rest of the game. But if when swimming you could go underwater and there would be like sort of like a sub dungeon that's underwater, that would suddenly mean that being underwater is really important and matters and is really cool. And even if you get water walking and levitation, then you still want the swimming skill, because sometime you're going to take off that gear and go underwater to go looking for treasure. But trying to make that fit into the existing balance of the game, I think is it'd be a tough sell. Like we could auto generate the water world whatever to say, hey, whatever water's on the map, that's the sub map, and then when you go underwater, the places where water is, that's the only place you can go back into the overmap, and then everything else is like an underwater dungeon. And so then you can like fight underwater or whatever, I don't know. And then we have water enemies, but that's such a big undertaking for something that we already know is never going to be a major part of the game. Like you could literally avoid it for the whole game unless we redid the structure of how levels are put together, and that's not. I just don't think that's reasonable to take a game that people already like after 5 years and suddenly say now you have to do water levels. You know, the notoriously bad kinds of levels that people don't like is water levels, and so it's like, yeah, this is a water level game now. Deal with it. So I don't know. Making you move slightly faster, and that's awful. Nobody likes water levels. Yeah, I kind of like water levels, but like in general, they're like normal levels but slower. And who wants to go slower? So I mean, maybe if an idea like that was to ever work, it would be because everything that's underwater is totally optional, and like all it's there for is to find extra treasure, and maybe it's a little more puzzly, so it takes advantage of the fact that it's a little slower, and you know, maybe there's some like a couple of water specific enemies, and so it feels like it has a reason to be there. But yeah, ultimately that's so much work for something that I think is so low payoff that it just may be that forever the water skill or the swimming skill is like a relic of the initial Barony design that never got its day in the sun, and that may just be how it is, and that's, you know, a lot of RPGs have something like that. Most games' water levels suck because of clunky omnidirectional movement and sloppy fight mechanics. It'll end up like the hell runs, where a huge part of people never have even seen it. Yeah, because they just ignore it. There's no reason to bother with it, right? And that's why I wouldn't want to do all the work, because ultimately it'd be something that the vast majority of players would skip and probably should skip because it's just not useful. Yeah, we'd have to think of something pretty clever to make it useful, like some other sort of like meta secret or something that requires you to go underwater, and the payoff is so huge that you just like, oh, we're gonna do an Atlantis run today because it's gonna be really freaking awesome or something. Anyway, well, it's been a great stream. Thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate you all, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for continuing to shovel coal into the hype train and get that Barony Kickstarter going. You know, we got to keep it up. Most of the hype for Kickstarters occurs in the first couple days. We're over that hump now, and we're about 30% at the moment, and so we've got to get a lot more hype to get over into where we're fully funded. And I know you all want stretch goals as much as me, so you know, I'm preaching to the choir here, but I want to let you know I appreciate you, and the effort is really important. It's really needed. So thanks for coming to hang out, and I hope to see you again soon. Maybe we'll get to finish this run together. All right. Stretch goals and socks. Stretchy socks. All right. Good night. Bye.